Character analysis of Shahryar and Shahrazad in The 1001 Nights, the antagonist versus the protagonist. Character analysis. A character analysis is a critical evaluation of the traits of a character, their role in the story, conflicts experienced, and their relationships in the story. Protagonist versus the antagonist. A protagonist is the main character and they experience the conflict in the story. The antagonist is the opposing character of force in the story. So for instance, in The 1001 Nights, Shahryar is the protagonist and Shahrazad is the antagonist. Character analysis of King Shahryar. Traits. Initially, King Shahryar was a good king who was a daring, energetic, powerful champion, and his country was very loyal to him. His role. King Shahryar is the main character who became a tyrant after his wife's extramarital affair. Conflicts experienced. King Shahryar is emotionally devastated after witnessing his wife's unfaithfulness to him. So he goes and visits his brother, King Shahjaman, whose wife is also having an affair. Relationship. King Shahryar decided to never get his heart broken again because he thinks women are untrustworthy. He ordered the vizier to find him a wife. He slept with her one night and then ordered the vizier to put her to death. Then King Shahryar's custom to do every night, which caused great anguish in the kingdom with the death of so many young girls. Character analysis of King Shahryar continued. A round character is one who is the main character of a story who encounters conflict and is changed by it. King Shahryar experiences the heartbreak of his wife's affair, which makes him think all women are untrustworthy. King Shahryar becomes a tyrant and kills many young women who he has married for only one night. Shahrazad becomes his wife and has plans to change King Shahryar's heart through her nightly stories of intrigue, adventure, and a life lesson. Eventually, King Shahryar falls in love with Shahrazad and he stops murdering the women. Character analysis of Shahrazad. Traits. Shahrazad was the oldest daughter of the king's vizier. She was an intelligent young woman who had read books of literature, philosophy, history, and medicine. She knew poetry and sayings of wise men. She was a well-read, learned, and refined woman. Most of all, she was fearless and relentless. Role. Shahrazad devised a plan to save the young woman in the kingdom from King Shahryar's wrath with stories of intrigue, but with a lifeless conflict. The conflict begins with getting her father, the vizier, to allow her to marry the king, which meant certain death for her. The conflict then evolves into the narratives of the nightly storytelling by her sister by ending each story with a cliffhanger. Relationship. Each nightly story was meant to entertain the king, but also to teach a life lesson to him. The king would eventually fall in love with Shahrazad, and the murdering of the young girls stopped. This is Shahrazad's character analysis continued. A flat character is one that can be described in one sentence and has no depth. Shahrazad is a well-learned, fearless, and relentless young woman in her quest to save young girls in the kingdom from the wrath of King Shahryar. She has her sister tell the king nightly stories, but from the text alone, there is very little character development after the initial introduction. Shahrazad can be argued that she is a flat character who does not change or evolve, but she does bring many desirable traits to the story. From the limited version of the story in the text, it does not say that she falls in love with the king or has any feelings for him. As the heroine, Shahrazad executes a plan and she saves the kingdom from the wrath of King Shahryar. Conclusion. The 1001 Nights is an epic story of betrayal, intrigue, and relentless courage. King Shahryar and Shahzamad are characters which show the range of the good and bad in the human experience of life. This is my works cited page.